first of all, let's start here. Your reaction to what happened to Mr. Ntumba yesterday?
As I've said with the family, and I will forever say, I can't explain it. It's something that it has no inch, it has no grain of explanation and defense on it. Somebody just, for me, went crazy, and then for now we need to live there. The IP, as I speak, is in the house. The investigators, I spoke to them yesterday, the national head, the provincial head, to find the facts, what happened. This is the provincial commissioner, all of us with a full cooperation going forward with the speed we are expecting that it happens, and every other processes must be put in place and the matter must be resolved with the full support and full cooperation with the family.
All right, we'll just take 3 questions because we are out of time. Let's go.
Rearrange because camera people aren't getting the shots that they need to be getting. So can we please all stand here, and then people who need to have mics, can they come down here? Because otherwise it's just not working.
Apologies for that, Minister. If you could move towards that direction, we're all trying to. All right, no, that's not working. We're standing right there.
Ma'am, can you just go on the press conference, please? Can you carry on, Linda?
Minister, what has happened is quite inexcusable. South Africans are angry. I don't think it is fair for you to come here today and say that it is inexcusable. South Africans have been complaining about the conduct of police. Now someone who has had absolutely nothing to do with the protests has died. Until when are you going to be visiting the families of people who have been senselessly killed?
Until that stops.
Minister, I mean, there's been a number of inquiries that look into the conduct of police and how they conduct public order policing. We've seen the Marikana inquiry. We've seen the Human Rights Commission enter this. I mean, at what point are you going to rework and revisit public order policing and take action against those who are not doing right and are not sticking to the prescriptions of the law?
Well, the action is taken. Maybe what we don't share with you, for instance, the IPIT, they forever give me every month the long list of the names of the South African Police Service members that are supposed to be referred to the NPA. There are some of them that are charged, some referred to the National Commissioner for the disciplinary processes. So that is happening. Maybe it's not happening in the glare of the media to understand that there is such thing, but it does happen. Maybe one day it could be good to sit there and read the long list of those people that have been taken on criminal procedures and disciplinary in. What we have said, we are saying training, there is a Falam report that we have begun to implement it. Well, there was a question that was is being asked. I think on the 29th, we are making that report public, but there are elements already that are implemented. One of those elements where Falam was very hard on it was a training of the POP, and of which is happening. Maybe that can be explained, what entails, what is being done on it.
All right, can you just have one question?
Do you agree with the criticism that the South African police services use much more excessive force when they're dealing with black civilians than when they do with white protesters?
That question has been coming, and slowly is becoming very difficult to defend it. I went on that, especially in Western Cape, because it was more pronounced in Western Cape. I sat down with the management. I said, this is a public opinion and public perception on you. But myself, I try to find out the space of defending it. Slowly but surely, it's beginning to be difficult to defend it.
Do you agree with that criticism, Minister?
As I'm saying, it's becoming difficult for the fact that we are working on it. I don't agree with it that it's generic. I don't agree. But there will be elements of such within the organization.
Do you know if live ammunition was
Can you just let the minister finish, please?
But generic, that's a stance of the South African Police Service stance, I would not agree. But that there are elements within the police, I would agree with that.
Did you promise the family justice, Minister? Will justice prevail?
Why should I answer one person only?
Okay. Minister, do you know if live ammunition was used I know it's too early as investigations are going on, but do you know if live ammunition was used?
I don't know for now. The IPT is here, and I'll be briefed on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to.
Did you promise the family justice, Minister? Last question.
It doesn't need that we promise. It needs to happen, the justice.
Minister, how are you going to ensure that this doesn't happen again?
Well, really, it would be folly for me to say you can put your head, that is not happening again. We need to work towards that. For instance, there are many other elements to be followed, your Falam Group, the Constitution, the better training and everything. So we must work towards the elimination of the thing. But to stand here, we have about 185,000 members of the South African police. So to say not one out of those people would be really folly to do that.
Are you satisfied with the conduct of the police yesterday?
Not yet.
Is he a father?
Not yet.
What is the profile of the person? Is he a father? Is he a married man? Just give us a brief profile.
And this will be the last question. Colleagues, can you
is a young man. Even I saw his photo. Was working for the Department of Human Settlement, and has just gained his master's degree.
And is he a father?
He's a father of 3.
Does he have a wife?
He's a father of 3. He's got a very young wife, and I think the youngest child is less than a year old. It's a sad situation to look at. It's something that you can't really even be able to live with it as a human being now. Taking all other elements of life out is a sad situation.
Thank you, Minister.
The police minister.
All right, Rebecca, that wraps up the police, the briefing by the police minister here outside the home of Mthokozi Sintumba. A lot more details coming out around who he was. He was a family man, a father of 3 who had a wife. And as you can hear from the minister, he seems as shocked and disappointed with the conduct of the police, saying that he really can't ensure that this won't happen again, but we'll be looking at some reforms in terms of how police officers conduct themselves in these protests.